I mean, if the angle is between 0 and 90 degree, that is called the first quadrant. If it is from 90 to 180, it is second quadrant. 180 to 270, third quadrant, and 270 to 360 is fourth quadrant. Now, in these quadrants, you have different ratios, right? And different ratios will have different signs. That means some of them will be negative, some of them will be positive. If we consider only positive values, right, that what all ratios will have a positive value in a given quadrant. So in first quadrant, all the trigonometric ratios will have positive value. All sine, cos, tan. We'll take only three: sine and two, sine and cos. Others are related to this, right? Tan is sine by cos. Cot is opposite of in reciprocal of tan. So just we'll talk about sine and cos, and others we will derive. So here all of them will be positive. In the second quadrant, only sine will be positive. And when I say sine will be positive, that means reciprocal of sine will also be positive, because cosec is what? 1 by sine. So even that has to be positive. Okay, that means whatever is left, cos, sec, cot, everything else will be negative. So all sine, here it is tan. So tan theta will be negative, that positive. That means for those angles, or the angles which fall in third quadrant means whose value or measure is between a 180 degree and 270 degree. So all such angles, if you find tan of such angles, say for example tan of 240 degree, so 240 lies between 180 and 270, so tan of 240 will be negative value. And because tan is negative and cot is 1 by tan, so even cot will be negative. And everything else will be, sorry, tan will be positive and cot will be positive. Everything else will be negative. Sine, cos, sine's reciprocal, cosec, cos reciprocal, secant, all of them will be negative, right? And in the last quadrant, that is fourth quadrant, the cos ratio, that will be positive. So cos positive, secant positive, everything else negative. This is the result which you should know. If you have not studied this in 10th standard, right now I am just explaining you the result. Later, if time permits, I'll also go through the reason behind that. So that we will do later. So for the time being, there is a short trick for this, which is ASTC, all school to college, or whatever way you must have heard it. So A stands for all, S stands for sine, T stands for tan, C stands for cos. So this you should know, that sine in second quadrant will be positive. Clear? This is one thing which you should know. Now, there are other things in trigonometry also which we have to learn.